And hello, welcome back to the stream. This is your ever-present host, mildly startled. Just had a long line, so that's why you've got the delay. And hopefully we're trying to aim to finish off the end of the Spanish campaign, hopefully with the destruction of France. Once I've destroyed France, and I know there's no longer going to be a threat of him, I'm probably going to end the campaign there. But because at that stage it's just mop up, there's no real big opponents to stop you, and I'll own most of Europe. So, suppose I could take out the British, but the British don't really do anything, if I'm honest. So, not too worried about them. So, where were we? So, Napoleon's taken most of Europe, and they're beginning to march into. Actually, can I FOW this? Find out. I can't cheat. No cheat hacks for me. But they're beginning to march into Europe as we speak. I'm going to see if I can ally with the Russians, so I can get some. Can't. But yes, apparently basically been expanding, and so far France hasn't been able to expand any further west. Austria's hanging on their life in Transylvania, along with Prussia and Hanover. The UK has more or less done nothing for most of the campaign, apart from I think a scripted AI sort of based invasion of Spain, which I immediately bought my way out of. I have moved up the coast of Italy, and in doing so, I'm now in a position to begin invasions of Venice, Venetia, and other territories in order to assist the invasions. Unfortunately, there's no artillery here for me, which makes things somewhat difficult. No artillery is bad, so that's the key issue here. I think I may actually just keep these guys on the defense because I like my artillery. So these guys won't be moving very far very often. Maybe I can get some artillery over. We'll see. And we'd also begun invasions in the north with the taking of Bordeaux and Aquitaine, and Toulouse. At which point I'm going to have one army deviate eastwards and one army move to the north. Any territory I take, I'm probably going to give to Italy, because Italy is my ally in this war, and will be of good use. Sadly, I can't abandon these positions because I destroyed the buildings there, but hopefully that gives me some nice financial backing to not suffer too much. And I've just seen a recent patch for the Grand Tactician Mercosur War, so I'll be playing the Confederacy with that, probably Strategy Sunday, see where it's going. And I'll end up doing some Unity Command on the weekend as well, I suspect. Strategy Sunday is probably going to be a bit of a late one, probably after 1 o'clock, because I'm going to be out because now the restrictions have lifted from COVID. I want to go and have a nice meal, enjoy myself, so to speak. Yeah, I'm going to give a lot of territory to the Italian state just to get them strong and useful to me. I think they may be my protectorate as well, or maybe it was the. Maybe not. I have to find out. Altogether, quite a few campaigns in this period. You got the Peninsula, the Coalition, the Italian campaign. But the most enjoyable campaign I tend to find is the European campaign, because you just got a wider area, and the most enjoyable nations I like to play are the ones that are quite strategically sound, like geographically. So I like to play Great Britain, I like to play Spain, I like to say Italy, because you just know there's bottlenecks and you're not going to have any issues. Some more irksome.
Your nation is bankrupt because as your empire has grown, the administrative infrastructure needed to tax it efficiently has not grown with it. Take steps to get back in the black by disbanding redundant units and upgrading governors' buildings throughout your territory.
It's easier said than done, madame. Easier said than done. Yeah, economically we're struggling now because France owns so much land, so it's the largest trade partner, meaning that things aren't too good. Now we're going to move to Belgrade. Can't repair anything because I'm financially bankrupt. And hopefully we can begin moving out of here as well. No, we've really screwed up here by burning these places down. That's a bit of a shame. I may be tempted to even reduce the size of the army here. If I've got some fortifications, which I have, I'm tempted to reduce the size by just to 20, I reckon. Also, if it's going to be a siege, I don't need cavalry. The ships may have been counterproductive. That's right, leave me be! Stop sieging me! Ugh. All you ever wanted was the British Navy. Where's the Navy at, Britain? Come save me. You can't win that. Don't even try. Pretty sure you're my ally, Great Britain, so don't know what you're doing with all those men hanging around down south. Hanging around downtown. I've just lost all control of the seas, so I'm not too fussed about trade anymore.
Your large empire has many regions to administer, and there is barely enough.
One more turn.
Adelante por la corona y la nación. Seguimos preparados. Preparados. En marcha.
The plebs just keep revolting.
Señor. Preparados. En marcha. Adelante por la corona y la nación.
That's not a big army, I can deal with that. That's an easy win. That's an easy win.
Fuerza y honor. Tropas, adelante.
And that's an easy win.
Nuestra virtud y nuestro valor no tienen comparación.
Loot it for money, then sell it potentially. Oh, let's occupy it. Let's occupy it. And that just leaves one more province to deal with. I think I've got construction automated. I do. Hopefully they'll be repairing all that shit for me. Pity that I can't afford to raise any more forces. Money's pretty tight right now. I'm going to sell Naples to the Italians. No, can't afford it. Just give me 1,000 gold per turn for 20 turns. Okay, okay. Demand payment, 2,000 gold for the region of Naples. Now that means I no longer have to worry about Naples. These armies can go. And hopefully that will be that done. We also take care about the British. What are the British up to? War with Austrian Empire. Oh, war with no one. They're just moving around with an army. Not even like war with France. What a shame. Tax policy, order tax. Wow, financially we're in a pretty sticky wicket.
Señor. Mi señor.
In a pretty bad situation financially. This army is going to have to get crushed down to its bare minimum. Same with this army as well. No, not this army. This army. Yeah, plan is to loot Italy and give the money and give the regions to Italy. So take Marseille, destroy it, loot it to the ground, sell it to the Italians, and just keep doing that over and over. Doesn't help that the British aren't at war with what's happened here. Okay. Now everyone's at war with me. I don't think that's very historical. But I think it's solvable. Solvable, if you know what I mean.
Your nation is bankrupt because as your empire has grown, the administrative infrastructure needed to
So
tax
first thing we need
efficiently
to do
has
is need to
not
get into
grown
bed with
with
the
it.
Austrian Empire.
Take steps to get back in
Rest
the
in
black
peace, and I'll
by
give you,
disbanding redundant units and upgrading governors' buildings throughout your
and
territory.
I will, you and we'll have a military alliance. Treat the armies out of here. Yeah, so where are these armies now? Oh, they're over here.
Señor, a la orden. A la orden. Preparados. En marcha. A la orden.
We'll give that to the Austrians. That'll keep them happy. That'll be the Austrians in bed with us now. Then with the British. Rest peace. Give them tech. Stable state, maybe. can't give you tech. I've run out of tech to give you. And I can't really give you any regions either. For payment. Nothing. I can't give you any money. Don't really want to give you any regions either.
Mi señor.
I'm not a very historical Briton, if I may say so myself.
Preparados. En marcha.
Still
Your day,
playing up on me.
Majestad. Preparados. En marcha.
Can't do much. I gotta wait. And see. If there's anything for economics. Yeah, bloody economics. Economics for days. And the Ottoman Empire, I no longer need to go to war with you. I can't even give you any money. I'm so bloody poor. I'm in bankruptcy. Um. 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 One turn, let's whack this up and see if that gives me enough money to survive. I'm going to sell Naples as well. And then I'll be able to delete that army and just focus entirely on moving up north into France. Phidias Albion strikes again.
You are losing money hand over fist. Very soon there will be no money left in your treasury. There are several.
There's no money left in the treasury, my dear.
Out of the financial mire, including raising taxes if possible, establishing further trade agreements and trade routes, disbanding units to reduce upkeep costs, or sending more Indiaman and merchant fleets to trade posts.
Tropas, adelante.
There is no money left. Everything is everything's pretty stuffed right now.
Humilde servidor.
This army can go.
Señor.
This army can go. We're not even in a situation to repair most of the damage over, which is a bit oofy.
Por la izquierda. En marcha. Tropas, adelante. Adelante.
Su Majestad.
En marcha. Preparados. En marcha. Su Majestad. Señor.
Poverty-related attrition, not good. Not good at all. Ah, I know what it is. I'm gonna send an army. I'm gonna send some cavalry down. Get these guys out.
¡Ataque! ¡Vamos! ¡En marcha!
Why is everything so fucked at the moment? Like, financially, we were doing so well, and then next thing you know, we have nothing. It's because of this. French have basically blockaded all our ports, making it impossible to do anything. One army is going to have to retreat back south. I can't have two armies up north anymore.
You have recruited so many units, your treasury is buckling up.
I think that's the problem. The problem is literally this. Come on.
Tropas, adelante.
Any better ministers for the job of repression? No.
Seguimos. Sí, mi señor. Por la izquierda. En marcha. A la espera de órdenes. Sí, señor. Adelante. Por la corona y la nación. Sí. Adelante. Por la corona y la nación. ¿Alguna orden más? Adelante. Por la corona y la nación.
Problem is all these trade ports have been sacked, so to speak.
Adelante.
sacked by the French, meaning it's very difficult to do anything to stop it. Every trade port is on fire. I mean, I've got to leave some infantry in each trade port, or let's say a unit in each trade port to stop it. Okay, the French have kicked the Italians out. That's not good. I'm currently unable to move forward. But that's two armies south. That isn't that isn't invading Russia. So fingers crossed that buys us time.
There are not enough funds left in your treasury to build anything this time.
I've got to peace out with the British. Territory has to be given over.
Señor, a la orden.
Get out of my ports.
La tierra es nuestra. ¿Qué ordena su majestad? Sí, señor.
I sort of need them to live.
Soldados, adelante. Por la izquierda, en marcha. Señor, tropas, adelante. Listos y a la espera de órdenes.
I'm going to give this to the Italians, I reckon, if I can't use it. Okay. Maybe he doesn't want it. Avoid border gore, which would be the most intelligent. It doesn't even want it because it's such a bloody shithole.
This option demands that a nation become your protectorate. Protectorates can take advantage of the military might of their parent nation in exchange for 50% of their income and unlimited military access. They may
Kingdom of Sardinia,
conflict not of
become
their own
protector.
design, and unlike a
And
regular
I will
ally,
give you
cannot decline a
this
request to
territory
fight
here.
for their protector without automatically declaring war on them.
Fuck. Who is France currently at war with? The Italian state and Kingdom of Spain. No one else. Russia has... Are we joking here? What the fuck? What about it though? He thought about it. You know what? Fuck it. If they're the only ones that's going to stand against Napoleon, then so be it. The idea was that by giving all that territory up, I would be able to reduce my expenses, but sadly, not appear to be the
Without
case.
your intervention, they'll raid all shipping and take any goods and income for themselves.
Tropas, adelante. Sí, señor.
I can just take some of this army. Some of it, not all of it.
Preparados. Adelante por la corona y la nación. Preparados. Vamos. En marcha. ¿Qué ordena su majestad? En marcha. Señor. Tropas, adelante. Su majestad.
I can live with protest for a little while.
En marcha. Preparados. Formen la línea para la batalla.
It's an army of cav. That's not going to work out well in the long run. That's not going to work out well in the long run.
Sí, señor. ¡En marcha! Soy su humilde servidor. ¡Adelante! ¡En marcha! ¡Adelante! ¡Por la corona y la nación!
The United Kingdom has chosen to do nothing apart from attack Spain this entire time. That's cursed. Oh, always bankrupt. This is nothing new.
Listos y a la espera de orden. Reclamamos esta tierra.
I can't remember the last time we weren't bankrupt.
Soy su humilde servidor. Asedio interrumpido. A la espera de órdenes. ¡Adelante! ¡En marcha! ¡Arriba la bandera! Están atrapados.
Oh, okay, maybe not. Don't really want this territory. I guess I've sort of stumbled into it now, so.
Su Majestad. ¡Soldados! ¡Adelante! ¡Soldados! ¡Adelante! ¿Alguna orden más?
There's Paris. And there's all the armies of France.
One of your sea trade routes is under attack from an enemy fleet.
We can
Without your
peace out
intervention,
with
they'll raid your shipping and
Darthmod.
take any goods and income for themselves.
Or not. Oh well, let's try and do some trading with the British. Nope. Come on, Brittany, just take it off my hands. Who's France at war with? Just me. I'm marching back down south.
A instalar el campamento.
I take Marseille and Sardinia, Piedmont. This is going to be longer than I had anticipated. I did not expect the coalition to sort of bitch out. Still, technically we didn't lose any land, you know. We still own most of Spain. Apart from the Balearic Islands, but
Classes have written a letter of demands to your national leader as they are unhappy with the current government.
don't worry about that.
Failure to comply will lead to an organized rebellion against you. Acquiescence at this stage could lead to further demands. Where exactly will you draw the line?
Draw the line of giving it to Brittany if they just bloody take it. Because I don't want to go. I'd rather it go to these guys and. I will sell you. I will literally sell you. Hello.
Listos y a la espera.
Oh, 400 D chess.
órdenes. A la orden. Seguimos. Preparados. En marcha. Listos y a la espera de órdenes, Su Majestad. Preparados. En marcha. Vamos.
Now we're going to Marseille,
Prepárense para la guerra.
which will sack. I probably could have cheesed this back when I was at my most wealthy, if I'm honest. It's like bought land off the French. Well, I had not expected the coalition to like join Napoleon. Yeah, there's a lesson there. Always garrison your ports. we hoi for now. Always garrison your ports, because what was happening was they were destroying my ports, so all my trade income was gone, and you got into a vicious downward spiral where you ran out of money, so you couldn't repay your trade ports, or you couldn't build anything to fight them. Like a bit like now, you see how much money I've lost because of that. Yeah, give me another cannon. I can't really afford any more men, if I'm honest. Yeah, he's moving to intercept at Marseille. I didn't even know we were at war. I didn't even know we were at war, Prussia.
Oh, there are naturally occurring resources in this region that are not currently being exploited. Development in these areas now will increase your nation's trade income later.
Oh, that is a lot of artillery. Yeah, let's do a battle, then lunch, and then hopefully we can continue on the quest to win, so to speak. I think I've got things more under control now. Initially, when everyone was declaring war on me, I was like, oh, I'm going to slowly start losing land. But that has a lot of artillery pieces. That is a French Grand Battery right there. But you can't catch your artillery. There's a river behind you. I'm going to move up as quickly as possible. Break that artillery.
Soldados, preparen los cañones. Artillería. Infantería a la orden.
Artillery is able to target an area of ground, whether or not enemy troops occupy it. In this way, it can deny areas of the battlefield to the enemy, flush out hidden units, or destroy defenses. Select any unhindered artillery and right-click on an area of ground to bombard it. Click on the Halt button to cancel the bombardment.
What's bombard do? Okay, let's use it.
Artillería a la orden.
Cañón listo, señor.
Glorious victory, sir, is soon to be yours.
Because I destroyed one artillery piece. Yes, I can get behind that. Good. The spawn gods were kind to me today because they're all on an inverse slope. The French. What was that? A Fusilier. Okay, not that bad. But yeah, the French just don't surrender, do they? The awkward part.
Our men are running.
Who's running where? Oh, from there. Motherfucker. More cav. Jesus. Jesus. I just don't know when to quit, do you?
Guardia revolucionaria.
500 men in that single unit. Squares.
Our men are running. Guardia.
That's certainly a colander attack, that's for sure.
Our men are running.
I've killed most of my men again by charging through them. Fucking great. And you finished now.
Our men are running, sir.
I don't blame them. I would be running as well. It's a complete mess. Here's a complete mess. Okay, that's over. That needs to go over
Our
here.
men are running, sir. Our men are running, sir.
Charging artillery features like it's going out of business.
Our men are running, sir.
That entire flank's up in the air. I just broke through our centre.
Our men are running, sir.
Cavalry's gone. Yep. Infantry retreat over here. Set up a defensive line. Hello, dual threat. How's things? Living the dream. I'm pretty having a pretty good week myself.
Our men are running, sir.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty well myself. I was working the weekend, but I was able to. But they've given me back my time, so I'm not having. So I'm having this really chill week. The lockdown's lifted in the UK, well, mostly lifted, so I don't have to worry about that anymore. And altogether, things are pretty good. Yep, I can't complain. Can't complain. Yeah, exactly. I went out for a nice pub lunch a while back. I think I went back. When was it? Oh yeah, yesterday. Went for a pub lunch yesterday and chilled. Had a nice steak, and now I am probably not going to go out today, but I will probably go out Saturday, Sunday. Exactly, freedom. I can't move this artillery piece because that's not an artillery piece, is it? It is an artillery piece. Yeah, it's really good with Darthmod. I really recommend getting it if. But then again, you do have to play around with it to get it working a little bit. But yeah, it's the graphic updates with Darthmod has made it into a completely different game. Like the smoke effects, things like that. So it adds a bit units, balances the game a bit more, balances morale, and it also improves graphics really. So it basically does a bit of everything. Does basically a bit of everything. You normally wouldn't be able to tell the difference, but if you compared between the base Napoleon Total War and this, it's like night and day. Night and day.
Our men are running, sir.
Notice the smoke effects, as you can see, the smoke effects, and it's also got adds marching sounds and things like that. Okay, are you moving? No. Are you moving? No. Which artillery piece have I ordered to move? None. But these French colonne attacks are disgusting. They're literally just disgusting. They just don't surrender. They just don't surrender. Come on, grape shot. Okay, they're charging now. You gonna fire? They've only got one gun, that's probably why. Wasn't bad, I suppose. There we go, got myself a route, that's all I needed. I'm not going to advance anymore, I'm in such a damaged state. My entire centre has collapsed.
¡Batería a la orden! ¡A la orden! ¡Fuego! ¡Artillería! ¡Cañón mediano!
Cañón listo, señor.
Yeah, playing Spain. Spain has gone to war with France, trying to knock them out of the war and quote-unquote win the game, because you pretty much won the game once you defeat France, because it's the most powerful nation. But sadly, the rest of the coalition just stopped going to war with France, and so they've left me and my Jaxie. So it's just me versus me and the Italian state versus France.
One of our units has used all its ammunition, sir.
Yeah, I'm trying to give Italy land to make it a bit OP. You can use the AI hacks against in my favour, but sadly that doesn't appear to be the case right now. Yeah, it was a bit of a disaster, this battle. But necessary. So the idea is that I'm going to loot this, because I'm financially strapped for cash right now. The idea is that I loot parts of Italy. So loot any town in Italy, pay for my own country, and slowly whittle down France's strength. So when eventually other nations go to war with him, we will be successful.
Firmes e invictos. ¡Al ataque! Nuestra virtud y nuestro valor no tienen comparación.
Also, Darthmod has 40 units stacks. Normally it's 20 units. That's why the battles are so massive, so big. So here's the Italian state. So most of Italy is ours, but it's not completely part of the Mediterranean boys' sphere of influence. I've also marched north and liberated Brittany, and I've given the British Calais, so hopefully that causes some wars with... No, it starts off as the Kingdom of Italy, I believe, and then eventually, if it exists for long enough, it becomes the Italian state. Because if you take certain nations, you can liberate them and they can become their own independent emergent factions. So, for example, Brittany's not in the base game. Well, actually, it is in the base game, but it's not on the map. But by taking Brittany and liberating it, it becomes its own nation and becomes your friend. Hello, Ratkin. Welcome to the stream. Surrender. Loot. Oh, I gotta loot that. I've gotta loot it. Money's tight, boys. I gotta loot. Loot it. How's the army? Moderate replenishment. Yeah, so strategically France has more or less dominated the rest of Europe. And we were knocking on the gates, not the gates, yeah, yes, the gates of the Soviet, of Russia. So I decided to pay the Russians loads and loads and loads of money to keep them alive, but then they pieced out with the French. And I also had all of this territory, but because I was on war on so many fronts, I had to give it to the Austrians. So I'm at war with the Ottomans, I'm at war with the French, and I used to be at war with the British. What's my opinion on Total Warhammer 3? I'm not really following it, if I'm honest. I'm not really paying attention. I think I'm pretty burnt out on Warhammer. The battles are just too fast, if you know what I mean. Not my cup of tea. Yeah, the battles are far too fast for me. So I don't really pay too much attention to it.
Soldados, adelante. Señor.
Yeah. It looks interesting. I mean, they're making some big old units, but I'm probably won't buy it because it's so big now. Also, I've got to consider like the size on the computer. I mean, I can get a hard drive, but it's just what. So, base game for Warhammer is what, 50 gigs. Then you've got Warhammer 2, which is another 50 gigs. Then you can have this game, it's going to be another 50 gigs. It's going to be all like 150 bloody gigs. No one's got time for that. So you're wasting so much space for a game. It's also what made me uninstall Rome Total War, because for a 3-year-old game, it's just like, ugh, why? Why would I do that? I think it's lots of magic based. It's a different kind of strategy game. I think there probably is some strategy going on, but it's not my cup of tea. If I'm honest, if I'm painfully honest with you, because not my strategy. Yeah, it's all about magic and unit synergies and things like that. It's not my. I prefer the historical battle, the historical sort of period. Yeah, much. Yeah, I much prefer historical Total Wars. I mean, I really liked the first Empire, not Empire Total War, first Warhammer when it came out, because it was a breath of fresh air. But now, as things gone on, I feel like to an extent, almost like Warhammer's holding Total War back a bit, because it's made it so much money that all their main focus has been around the fantasy Warhammer Total War, and so what we've had Romance of the Three Kingdoms, which is pretty much inspired by Warhammer Total War, with elite units or heroes, and then of course you could turn that off, but it wasn't really meant. And then of course you had Troy as well. Then you had Thrones of Britannia, and all of which, what does all these things have in common? None of them were particularly well received. I mean, I haven't played Troy yet. I'm tempted to actually play Troy at a later date, but again, I've heard that the reception for these games were not the highest. England, United Kingdom, Brit Bong land. The land of the Brit Bong.
Aguardamos órdenes. Preparados, en marcha. Soldados, adelante. Seguimos. Por la izquierda, en marcha.
Lol, Egypt, Roger. What we got here? Okay, question is, how many men can I get out of here before they start rioting?
¡En marcha! ¡Adelante! ¡A la espera de la corona y la nación! ¿Algo más?
Fairly regularly, but I don't really keep to a schedule, if you know what I mean. It's mostly part-time, so I mix between games. I don't really do it really consist. I would say probably not, if I'm honest. It's mostly just a come and go affair. Mostly a come and go affair. But yeah. Roger, no worries. Oh, Roger. Okay, there you go. I'll add that to the growing army of strategy fans. Thank you, Ratigan. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Also, if you are, what do you call it? If you are looking for VODs or stuff like that, I've got a YouTube channel, which the way Twitch works is after 14 days, if you're not a associate, quote unquote, you lose your videos or your VODs. So all my VODs I moved to YouTube. So if there's a particular playthrough you're interested in and it's not on here, then it will probably be on YouTube. Yeah, it was mostly due to the irritation of doing these massive playthroughs, and then after 14 days, the videos being deleted by Twitch. I was like, well, you know, I'll just upload it to YouTube as well. Where's my link? Where is it? Let's see, Twitch. Mildly startled. What's my account page? It should be on the below part of my channel. Yeah, there it is. There you go. That way, if I'm not on regularly, you yeah, I've alt tabbed now. I've already done the great alt tab. Oh, there you go. So, are you going to be available on Tuesday? Are you, Door? Yeah, Darthmod. Gone mad with power. Yeah. That means we can continue on campaign. Hopefully, if I'm not in work. I don't think I am in work. We're going to buy a load of militia. No ways, you know, after all, you'd get burnt out if you played too much of a total war game. Nah, too much of one game, if you know what I mean. Okay, I think we're ready to move. But I'm going to keep on moving through Italy. I'm going to keep Marseille because it's a money maker. Cheers, thanks, Rankin. Have an enjoyable day, and if you have any questions about the game, feel free to ask. Yeah, there's it's quite buggy actually to get this game working. Yeah, I reckon I will. I'll be getting pretty burnt out of Napoleon. If I'm honest, if I just keep on playing these Total Wars, as in the current games I'm playing. I get sweet burnout. I need a new strategy game. I do. I need a new strategy game. I'm reinstalling Red Dead Redemption 2. No, yeah, we go do homework first, boy. So have a good one and enjoy. But yeah, I'm getting pretty burnt out of strategy games because they'll require some deep level, well, at least some form of thinking, you know. And sometimes I just want to mong it. That's why I'm downloading Red Dead Redemption 2, so I've got something to Yeah, what's it called? It's the latest one, that the one set in Wild West by Rockstar. So yeah. Yeah, I never finished it either, so I'm gonna try and finish it because that's also on the backlog. I got a big old backlog of shit I need to clean out. Never-ending backlog.
¡Vamos! ¡En marcha! Listos y a la espera de órdenes. ¿Qué ordena su majestad?
Yeah, it's like so many of my walkthroughs have just not finished. they're still in the works. They're just like they've been left completely unfinished.
¿Su majestad?
Like that, the Attila playthrough is unfinished. I don't want to go back and play it.
¡Tropas! ¡Alto! Señor.
That Unity of Command Blitzkrieg playthrough for Unity of Command 2, unfinished. And it is a rough game. It's just awful. It's just an unpleasant game to. Well, it's fun because it's actually challenging, but it's still pretty. It brings tears to one's eyes when you consistently lose. How would you like to peace out Ottoman Empire? Not yet, do I don't think, because no one is because there's not enough people watching. Normally, I get an average of 3 viewers. When eventually it does become, if it does, if it does become Xbox Huge, I reckon I'll give you. Actually, I'll just give you a mod now. Fuck it, why not? You can moderate the 2 people in this room. Let's see. How do I roles manager? I think that's it. Add role. No users. Search all roles. Moderator. How do I do this? How do I do this, door? I'm a bit lost here. Do I have to actually make the roll? Oh, can I just click on your name and do I just click on your name? There we go. There you go. Job done. That wasn't too painful. There you go. Gone. I hope enjoy going mad with power. I look forward to seeing your slow decline into madness. Yeah, I'll be honest. I'm not normally watching a lot of. Yeah, I'm not normally watching a lot of Twitch streams. Normally, I'm getting up, streaming myself, or going to work and then coming back and doing some streams, or watching Amazon. Very rarely do I actually watch Twitch myself, if I'm honest. It's rather ironic. But the trick is, you really got to sell your soul on Twitch and appeal to the lowest, appeal to the widest audience as possible. So you can't swear. You're not allowed to have an opinion. You're going to be loud and irritating. Yeah, that's the goal. Yeah, YouTube's an easier way of watching. So Pressure's got the good news. Twitch is pretty soulless. It's pretty soulless. So too many boys looking to make a fast buck rather than actual just playing video games. You know, remember when Twitch was just about video, as I do. Back when it was Justin TV or something like that. Yeah, oh god, it's ridiculous. It is ridiculous that a streaming platform. Yeah, tub streams. Come on now. And plus, I'm not sure you're even allowed to mention it. God forbid, or as a Twitch Gestapo will get you. But let's be honest, it is pretty tasteless. I mean, hey, you're gonna make money one way or another, but you know, I'm not. If you want to make money that way, that's fine. But it's the complete, what do you call it? The 180 on one end of Twitch, you've got guys playing, I don't know, Super Mario Bros. Speedruns. On the other side of the Twitch, you've got women in bathtubs straddling dolphins, carving donators' names into their arms in bikinis. Like, you know, what's going on in here, boys? Are you sure this is not like the secret society part of Twitch? You know, are you sure this isn't the basement part of Twitch? It's something you'd see in a eccentric billionaire's sort of secret club. Yeah, but those things never happen. They make too much money. And I don't particularly refer to any cam. Well, you're not even allowed to say that anymore. Any streamer what does that, because I don't watch it, so I don't know any names or drama or details. But all I know is, but eventually, because it makes so much money for Twitch and it's so much low hanging fruit. Of course, it's allowed to continue to exist. No, as soon as I see those block up on my those pop up on my channel on my recommended channels, I go ... block channel. You know, I immediately block it. I mean, I don't even understand the logic either. Like, if you wanted to look at that sort of thing, there's other websites that give you a lot more for less. If you know what I mean. You don't have to sit there for 2 hours. Yeah, I don't think it should be banned. I just think it should be held in regard fitting for that type of
There are naturally
that type of stream.
in this region that are not currently being exploited. Development
Yeah,
of these
18 plus,
areas
something
now
like that.
will
Got an
increase
18
the
plus
nation's trading
payroll on it,
output.
or something like that. You must be this thirsty to be on this on this part of the channel, or they could just make a separate. They could just make a separate website, like for example, 4chan did 4channel, make it more, what do you call it, more viewer friendly. Why not just have that? You know, have Twitch adults or something like that. But again, you also, a lot of it I think is salt from actual streamers themselves, because of course these guys or these girls are making bank, and of course all the streamers who are putting in 12 hours of their Doki Doki Literature Club are pretty upset by the ease of monetary sustenance these streamers are getting. Yeah, it's called sour grapes. These grapes are sour. Because I cannot have them. Oh, have they now? Oh, that's interesting. I suspect there's probably a pretty good documentary about this whole thing. That's pretty interesting. Oh, my Twitch, did my... No, it didn't go down, that's good. But yeah, I tend to... oh, maybe that's an old man, I'm an old prude, so with this current generation, maybe it's the norm now to do that sort of thing, but back in my day, You wouldn't marry you wouldn't marry into that sort of thing. It's an old-fashioned food. Still, I would probably end up being a massive hypocrite if I could pull it off. I reckon I would do bathtub streams, but sadly my emaciated body wouldn't succeed.
Señor.
How many turns, boys and girls? Moderate replenishment rate. Hopefully not many turns left. Yep, I would be selling bathtub water any day of the week. Yo, what's on your games list to do, Duel? What do you want to go for, games-wise? What's on your radar for games you want to play? Make that sweet money. Make that sweet dollar. Make those dolans. So my things to do is Unity Command 2 and Red Dead Redemption 2. Oh yeah, I would like to I would like to discuss video games. I would like to have like a video game discussion program across or podcast. Like this is the upcoming like an actual good IGN. Like, this is a game's coming out. These are the developers. This is what they've made before. These are the practices they've put into their previous games. What's good about it? What's bad about it? You know. And I like it to be non-hypeable. Like every game, like we would pay the companies to play their games. They wouldn't pay us, or they wouldn't give us. Basically, we buy our own copies, so we wouldn't be biased. And so no one could accuse us of being biased. Yeah, like a review. But well, of course, that'd be very expensive to do, and also it would be tricky to do full part time, because you'd have to research games. You couldn't just be like, we're going to talk about this one game for 1 hour, and only you'd have to actually be a proper reviewer and research, everything about the game. Try and get in contact with the devs. Really just really go full depth detail. Not because there's a dime a dozen review sites, or review YouTube video channels, and of course most of it's the same. They fart out the same stuff over and over. It's like, you actually want to produce your own information. I want to be the truthful IGN until someone pays me off. Until IGN pays me off to be untruthful. That's why I don't like influencers either, because you can't really trust one influencer going to tell you. Because, for example, let's say I'm an influencer. Creative Assembly brings out, Napoleon 5 Total War Victoria, and it's absolute garbage. But they're giving me premium access. They're giving me rights to put up YouTube videos. They're giving me massive revenue from views and advertising. All I have to do is sell the game. Now, if I'm honest and say, listen, Napoleon 2 Victoria Boogaloo is absolute garbage. Don't play it. It's probably most awful, useless, unworkable garbage. That means that Creative Assembly is not going to give me those early copies anymore, are they? They're going to be like, so you just stopped us selling X amount of games. We're not going to give you premium access anymore. And so that's why I don't like influencers, because they're biased by their nature. That's it, and you've seen it in things like World of Warships, where content creators be a bit too honest or be a bit too critical of the game, and then they stop getting content creator benefits. So that's why I would be against being a influencer, especially for video games, because it's so easy to destroy your reputation just by hitching your flag to one company. I mean, you don't even have to be that that dishonest. I mean, I've seen a few influencers for the Total War Remaster, and yes, they didn't really, but they bigged up the new stuff, but they didn't really hype. They weren't dishonest. They didn't lie about things, but they didn't. It's hard to say because they didn't really lie about it. They promoted all the good stuff, like the UI and the new graphics, but then they did not mention, they were guilty of omission. They did not mention the other stuff, like actually there's not much difference. If you're honest, it's £25 for a 10-year-old game. I'd wait to get it on sale. They basically they just did not mention they left out the truth, if you know what I mean. They left out the truth. Okay, I am from. You can't be. I don't think you can. Is lying from a mission a thing? Can you lie from a mission? I don't think it is. I think if a lie is saying this game is good when it's obviously not. But I think if you just do not mention a bad thing about the game, it's not technically lying. It's still pretty shitty, but it's technically not lying. Yes, from a common sense perspective, it probably is, but from a legal perspective, I don't think it is. That's why people get away with it. So, I am from, Mildly Productions, and I want you to big up my game. Now, it is a pretty garbage game. It's pretty mediocre, but I'm going to give you a whopping 2 million dolans to sell it. Would you do it? I was thinking, there's a lot of flack over the Total War Remaster, which actually, from a lot of influencers being called out for quote-unquote lying, but actually they probably weren't lying, they just weren't being critical enough of the game. You only accept cash. Okay, fair one. It's not going to accept the dolans. That's pretty sad. I don't know. I reckon if the price was high enough, I'd be tempted. Yeah, I think everyone would be tempted. Like if someone was going to say, "I'm going to give you £2 million to make this game good." Yeah, what games are you looking at? Tell me a story about what games you fancy giving a go. And everyone's got a price. Everyone. I think I want to play. Yeah. So Red Dead's on the list, and then after Red Dead, I'm waiting for the mods to come out for Warband. If I'm honest, I'm waiting for the Napoleonic Warfare mods. Yeah, Hoi 4 once a new DLC comes out. Once a new DLC comes out, I think it'll make it less stale. So I'm actually looking forward to getting to playing that with the new Soviet logistics system. Because right now the multiplayer is stale as hell. We can start one. Yeah, we can start one. We'll find a game we both want to play, and we'll say, okay, we'll do a review of that. We'll play that for a week, and do a review of it, and we'll just make that. We'll just do a couple of standalones, first, and be like, okay, and then eventually, if it becomes a good thing, if we like it, we can give it a greater look at. Probably put it on both, I reckon. And just do it from different perspectives. Well, we got to bear in mind it was going to be pretty expensive. Yeah, live stream. Yeah, I think we'll do it how we normally do it. So do a Twitch stream of it, and then after the Twitch stream, upload the streams to YouTube. But we try not to do it regular first. We'll have to wait until a game comes out we both want to play, and then from there, arrange dates and times and like when we're going to play it, when we're going to review it, that sort of thing. Because nothing's worse than reviewing a game you don't like. That'll be pretty pants. Yeah, we can do Rome 1. Yeah, if you've got Rome 1, we can do it. I've played, how many hours have I played that now? Let's take a look. Let's see if it's enough. Let's see if it's enough to Rome. 19 hours, that's plenty of time to bloody do that. And in the background we can have, I don't know, like custom battles or something. That'll be a good starting one because I reckon you'll enjoy Rome 1, and we can be pretty honest about it as well. Don't have to worry about getting cancelled by by slagging off Rome 1. This wasn't a bad game, it's just an old game. It's just an old game with new paint. It just shows its age. It's what, a 10-year-old game? You can tell a lot of things, a lot of its mechanics are just really old. And so not optimal. I've got to be honest as possible, bro. There's my cav. Now the trick with this cav is not to charge it into the back of your own men, because you end up killing half your army that way. Yeah, the English blunt is it sounds polite, but actually it's like the biggest burn ever. Like perhaps you should spend some time no. What's the English way of insulting? How about you should have some water to refresh your palate before having before drinking some more, or something like that, you know? Which is basically you're a raging alcoholic, stop drinking. Or this is a riveting conversation, but sadly I have more pressing things to concern myself with, which is basically I'm bored shitless. I'm actually bored shitless, you're an idiot, leave me alone. That's the English way of insulting people. We say things without saying it, you know? I don't mean you, doll, calm down. Calm down, you silly goose. I didn't mean that. I wasn't referring to you. You silly goose, you. Yeah, we don't like to state. We don't actually like to say what we want to say. We imply it. So, oh, it's a bit cold in here, which basically means turn up the heating. Or I'm a tad thirsty, which means could you get me a drink? Or the game wasn't particularly... the game wasn't bad, it was just uninspiring, which means it was boring as fuck. Oh, you're armed citizenry. Citizenry. Silly use you. Okay. But that's the one thing we find strange about Americans is how, and Germans. Germans are ridiculously blunt. Very, very blunt Germans. They'll say what they're thinking, like without hesitation. And Americans also will say what they're thinking without hesitation. Yeah, we're not, and we don't really know what to do around Germans because of how blunt they are. Like there was a German woman who used to go out with who was going out with not going out, who was friends with my mum, and she would just say, she would just say that's very stupid of you, or you'd have to be an idiot to think that. It's just like, okay, stop eating that, you're too greedy. It's like, this isn't going to traumatize me at a young age. Yeah, we can't. Yeah, the English can't handle the bluntness. I have to start writing notes on it and things like that as well. Yeah, Germans are ridiculously blunt, unpleasantly blunt. Yeah, Germans are nice. They're nice guys. You know, very efficient people. But they're so horribly blunt. Like, can't they be efficient and polite? But I think it's because of the German language. I think the German language is pretty direct, you see, whereas the English language, you can make it as direct as you want. I think that's the difference. English language opens up room for interpretation and implication, whereas the German language is like, that looks like a pig. We'll call it a spiky pig. Okay, that looks like a duck. We'll call that a spiky pig. Okay, Italy, I've got some land for you. Italy does not want land. Fine. Take my land.
Por la izquierda, en marcha. Por la izquierda.
We're allied, aren't we? Yeah. Okay, let's see. So we're going to end one turn. I'm going to retreat back south, and then I think we're going to be in a good position to move up north and fight the French in Paris. Altogether, this was on hard difficulty, so I would say that potentially you may have to do very hard if you want an even bigger challenge. But then again, the French units, the actual French armies, have been pretty tough, and there have been cases in some of the battles where I have been overwhelmed and flanks have been lost. So it's just the right level of challenge. I think the AI works better with more units. Still, I think I need to go for lunch soon, so I'm going to end this turn, retreat my army back, and then hopefully converge on Paris after lunch. And I think I'll end stream or end the playthrough of this campaign once I know that France is pretty much done for. I don't know, painfully honest reviews. Pretty bad reviews. Questionable reviews.
Busquemos suministros.
Yeah, because that way it can be taken both ways. That we're awful reviewers, or or the games are just awful. You know, that way we can avoid getting slapped
A la orden,
by the masses.
señor, su majestad.
So one army's back over here. That should be recharging. This army is going to move up north. 5 out of 10.
Al instante.
5 pangs of regret out of 10.
Sí, señor.
Okay, I gotta have lunch, boys. So let's do a recap. So at the start of this stream, the Britain decided to come and slap me. The Austrians came and decided to slap me. The Russians peaced out with the French, leaving me basically all alone against the French menace. And I was too stretched out. I had too many armies. My trade was completely being blocked. I was pretty much starving economically. So I had to make some tough decisions. I had to give territory over to the Austrians to peace out. And hopefully, as the natural enemy of Austria is the Ottomans, that would also allow them to take Greece as well and beat back the Ottomans. Then I had to give territory to the Italian states, my puppet, to effectively reduce my military overextension. So all the armies over here was able to be destroyed. All the armies over here could be destroyed, and then I had to reduce the army sizes over here temporarily until I could fix my ports and sort things out. The British then came and declared war on us again, very perfidious, and I had to give up Palma to the British. Actually, I'm pretty happy with that because by giving up Palma, that's one less thing I have to worry about, and also it's bought me time. And plus, that island hasn't got much wealth going on there, if you know what I mean. So they can have that. Next step, I think with my 2 armies, I do want to converge on Paris. I think I may have to reduce the settings on that because that's 40 stack army there, plus another 40 stack garrison. That's my 240 stacks. This is going to be a complete mess. So I'm going to advance up to Paris and take that, and then begin expanding eastwards and have a small army here. I may even buy back Normandy from the British. I just wanted that there to keep the British occupied and maybe get them involved in a war with the French, which they have not been sadly doing. Fingers crossed, next couple of turns I can do so. Altogether, a very interesting campaign. Actually, a pretty unique campaign because at the start you'll be allies with the French, and the French will be overpowered as hell, and you won't have any threats. But you don't want the French to get too powerful. It's a race between time. It's a race to get as much territory, get as powerful enough to fight the French before they are in a position where they can just roll over you. And I think we did it at just the right time. The backstabbing of France. Of course, if you want a more easier laid back campaign, then you could have just rolled along with France until they betrayed you. But this was probably the most interesting and unique game of playthroughs because you're on both sides of the fence. A bit like Prussia. Prussia's also pretty good like that. You can be on both sides of the fence. You can either be playing allies with the French or allies with the coalition. Britain's pretty memey. So, ladies, boys and girls, I am going to delete all these saves first because I've got far too many. Yep. And then I will see you chaps later. But Roger, I will also start doing some notes from Rome. But I will hopefully have. Well, I've got 19 hours in it, so it should be enough to give a review. And plus, how many hours have I got in the original Rome? Probably more than enough to count. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you, and I will see you chaps later. Adieu.